We could stay there for a moment, couldn't we? It's a great song for a lead-in. Where are we going here this morning? I need my whiteboard writer. Vanna, will you please come up? I had to show a video last week of who Vanna was. She did not know who Vanna was. This is going to be very short-lived. You won't have to stay up here just for a minute. You're welcome. You need a pen. Okay, write Thanksgiving up top. Okay, let me show you how to do that. Watch me for a minute. When you write and when you're done, then you go. No, you got to. Yes. This is too much. Okay, we're going to do a little interaction here. What is Thanksgiving? Write down what some of the responses are of Thanksgiving. Food. Holiday. Whatever you hear, just write down. Here's what I'm thinking. This is just my thinking. I'm thinking that we're thinking of how can I really say something that's the right answer. I'm not looking for the right answer. I'm looking for what your Thanksgiving is like. Family. This is almost just right in your way. That's the reason why we get the board tradition. Okay. Okay. That's it. You can put that down and you can go back. You don't have to stay up here any longer. Thank you, Vanna. Now, let's talk about this. Biblically and traditionally, and I'm going to use the pen. Now, am I entitled to opinion? Okay, and you entitled to opinion. I'm going to scratch that out. I rarely go to a Thanksgiving, even in our house, that exists. I'm scratching that out for me. I'm scratching that out for me. And I'm scratching that out for me. I do not find your phone out to be reflection. If your phone comes out at Thanksgiving Day, you are not about reflection. I'm saying you're not. You're not about reflection. You're not about fellowship. And you're not about family. And you're not about gratefulness. Your gratefulness is your phone. Your family is your phone. Your fellowship is your phone. And your reflection is your phone. I am not in the fivefold ministry. Pastor, preacher, I'm in a different one. It's called reformer. Because I see and sense and read where America is, and we have drifted so far. We have drifted so far biblically, family, relational, spiritually, theologically, that where we are, we're very happy with where we are, but it is not where it was intended. And this is what I'm going to give you two things. There's more, but I'm going to give you two things before we jump into this. One, we recognize and we know that something's off, but we confuse our awareness with action. Because we are aware something is off is not action. We recognize it's not enough, but we don't do anything. So we confuse that our awareness that there is a problem is action, and that is not. And we won't change without discomfort. There's more. I'm going to stop with those two. Not you, we all. If we know we need change, but we don't want the discomfort of the change. I had something else I was wanting to bring to your attention, and you may say, where does this fit into this? There are 9, if they study history from the Revolution in America, and they study, they study all these different things that occur, and then they're able to pull out of these things and find patterns that exist. And there roughly are 9 stages to civil war. Revolutionary, bloody civil war. America is in 7. And I was going to do some teaching, and I said, no, not this week, because we'll do that. But America, we recognize and we know America is off spiritually. We know America is off with the family. We know America is off with... We don't know what a woman is. You realize that to be a Supreme Court judge, you're supposed to be brilliant, top in law. And do you realize that we have a Supreme Court justice that cannot define a female? Can you imagine, ladies, your baby being born and what is it? I don't know. They hold it up to you and well, what is it? We need to do, we got to wait till it can tell me what it is? How intelligent to be on the Supreme Court and one of the most influential voices in America, and I cannot define a female. I'm capable to be on the Supreme Court based on that information. I can tell you what a female is. I can tell you what a male is. I can tell you a lot of stuff. So I know that I could be nominated to be a Supreme Court justice. But if you and I won't change, it's going to require that. So I'm going somewhere with this. We have discussed this in this church about children. And we've discussed about parenting. And you have Benita and Diane and Cindy. That right there is over 100 years. Over 100 years parenting. Huh? Well, really, it would be 150. It would be easily almost 200 years of parenting. Think about that. 200 years of parenting. And yet, millennials choose their own way to parent. Just think about this for a moment. My wife says they don't parent. I'm just thinking for a moment. 200 years of parenting and life experience. And the younger generation, well, I don't think you have to do that. I don't. I'm going to let my wife help preach this. I got to. And we do our own thing. And this isn't about parenting. It's just a great analogy. We do our own thing, and it creates a great gulf between the older generations. It does. There's a divide. And a lot's got to do with parenting. But yet, when you look at the evidence of the children coming out of the generations, their fruit doesn't add up to what they thought they preached. Same in now it's with, we choose the church we want based on it aligning with our comforts. Aligning. Nowhere does it say that you're saved to be comfortable. Nowhere does it say you're saved to be happy. Nowhere does it say, in fact, it says, take up my cross. That's the first thing. I don't see get your sleep number bed in. So I don't want the cross church. I want the sleep number church. That we just, if you're snoring, raise it. If it's too firm, soften it. If it's too soft, harden it. I need the controls in my hand. Even now, you got heated and air conditioned. It's just, there's no reason why you can't get 8 hours of sleep. So if we want, and I got to be careful how I say this because I don't, in my past, I'm just being honest, I don't enjoy holidays. I have high expectations to the day it happens, and the day it happens, I'm not happy anymore because I know how much my wife has cooked and labored and slaved and hurt and ached. And people walk in the door. I can only stay for a minute because I got to go somewhere else. I can only stay an hour and I got to go somewhere else. And they're on their phone the whole time. And I'm like, why did you come? I'm just, let me be me and you be you. We have drifted from what Thanksgiving is. And if you want to go back, you've got to be willing to go to discomfort, and you got to be willing to not let your awareness think it's action. Now, this is a little odd. Not bad, but odd. But something in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know what the motive is behind it, but Ronia's been coming over to the house, and she's been wanting to spend time with Diane. She hadn't got that place yet with me, but I know what it is. There is a Sims connection. There's a Sims spirit in the house, and they both are in Sims on each end of the sofa, and they're doing Sims and all that. I get it. Y'all gonna let me connect these dots, right? See, coming to church is not about attendance, it's about connection. It is about connecting. See, everything that we do here is the top of the wave of what occurred all week, and this should be the most awesome thing. So I want to hopefully plant a seed to reset Thanksgiving. I want to reset it. Because I grew up and my family was very poor, and they were very rural, very isolated town. And I always had a dream. I always, with family, not having biological children. I've always wanted where family comes over. When I was growing up, everybody would be out throwing football in an empty lot. No roughhousing in the sense of that. Just throwing footballs or playing basketball or we were just outside. Now nobody's outside. Even on Christmas Day. If there was a town that I was going to choose to live in, one would probably be Southport, because I think Southport's beautiful. But the second town I would choose to live in, if I could choose a town to live in right now, right around here, I would choose Burgaw. It is so quaint. And I was there walking the other day, and kids are riding their bikes outside and playing, not even at their house. The town is so quaint, they are not worried about. They're just out playing outside. When I see a kid outside, I'm like, all hope is not lost. Now, I know. Should have told you to bring a snack today. I remember saying things years ago that now has come out in studies that are facts. Facts. Zach could probably back them up. I said years ago, your children should not have a cell phone until at least 16. I never have a child never touches my phone. They don't even, I never want, can I play with you? No one ever asked me that. They never asked me that. Studies are out now that they're putting AI now has it, they're putting it. There is so much, this has done so much damage to America. And these cars come in out here, I'm just sharing, we're going somewhere. I just tell you all this. These cars come in and they're $80,000, $100,000 Yukons and all that. And you pop up the back, it's Disney, Netflix. No conversation in the car. Each kid can have their own and headphones. And we are happy with that because it's silent. And you don't have to parent. What about punch buggy? What about license plates? Finding the license plates in order. What about alphabet? What about I spy? What about, that's not fair, I said it first. I would rather have arguments than children when you get around them, they can't communicate. Parents, listen. If you want to change America, stop telling of the problem and let us see it in your children first. What about Thanksgiving, no cell phone devices on? You know why that won't happen? Because your house will be a full hell house. I'm burned! It's like coming off heroin. You will think Lucifer has been resurrected in your house. You can't go all day. It can't be done. It can't be done. How about no TV on? Listen to me. I am not trying to be critical, or I want to, as I lay this groundwork, I am trying to lay, I don't want to go back 100 years, but I do want to go back to a place where we are not in level 7 of a civil war breathing upon us. I am concerned about America. But we want someone to fix it when I am the solution to fix it. I am the solution to it. So when we look at this and we talk about Thanksgiving, so what is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving, that I come to find out, it's more about planning logistics. Here's what, I'm going to just go read and maybe you can just check some. Where are we meeting? Who's hosting? Who's cooking what? What time will we need to leave the house to beat the traffic? How many stores will we still need to hit? Who's bringing the dessert? Do we have enough chairs? What time does the game start? How fast can we clean the kitchen? Who's washing the dishes? Who's not staying long? When the kids need a nap so there's not a meltdown? What restaurant still has reservations? How early the alarms are for Black Friday? How many days off do we get and how fast are they going to disappear? This isn't Thanksgiving. This is logistics. How about this? Well, I can't take off from work. You are a liar. Look at me. You are a liar. You can take off anytime you want if you want to. They can't make you work, and if you have, well, I don't let the team down. This isn't about the team. This is about a tradition and a value. People don't care about your values. They care about the money. And this is how this whole thing breaks down. Well, you know, Dad's got to work. Is there a mass casualty? No. You don't have to work. You do not have to work. I'm a business owner. You do not have to work. And to say you do, either you're deceived or you're lying. Well, they won't let me off. You're lying. You are a liar to state that. If you tell your spouse that, your children that, and other people, you're lying. If someone died that was an immediate family, you could take off. If your child need to go to the hospital, you can take off. If you didn't have a way to get your children to child care, you would take off. To say we cannot take off, we have more value on work than we do the value of Thanksgiving. Well, if someone has to work it, they do. It's not me. Either you have no clout, no position, no value in your work, and you're the low person on the totem pole, because if you're anybody, they will let you off. They will let you off. And here's the other one. This is what gets me. This is not venting. I'm trying to reset. There's one or two people that's exhausted from all the cooking. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. My feet hurt. My back hurts. It takes a week. That's not Thanksgiving. That is not Thanksgiving. That is not Thanksgiving. And then two people or one person's exhausted and everybody else is scrolling and looking at a game and doing something, just staying out of the way. And then, now we're not talking 100% and we're not talking exceptions, and then this is how bad it's gotten now. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be exhausted. Let's go to Golden Corral. When you go to a restaurant because you don't want to do Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving has lost everything to you. You want complete convenience and comfort. You don't want to wash dishes. You don't want to hear the complaining. You don't want it because there's something causing you to do that, because if you had a value on family and a value on people and not the logistics wear you out. And I'm done with the logistics because Cindy's not getting here to 10. Shakima's not getting here to 1. And Brian's not getting here to 4. When are we going to eat between? It's too much. Quit. I'm ready to go to a restaurant. Yeah. I'm ready to go to the restaurant. Now, here's the last one on these things here that I'm going to nail this one down on. This is where it really gets bad. You know, we have been going places so many every year. We go here for Christmas. We go there for Thanksgiving. We go stay home and do it ourselves. You are selfish. If your mom and dad is alive, you should be at mom and dad's. 35 years old, you haven't earned the right to have your own Thanksgiving. Sorry. By yourself. You're selfish, self-centered, and don't want to be inconvenienced, don't want to be uncomfortable, don't want to have to deal with people you don't like, so we're just going to do Thanksgiving and you can come see me. Well, I'm not coming to see you. That is where we are now, everybody. Well, we're just, we just, with the kids, we're just going to stay home and have our own Thanksgiving. She is where you need to be. Honor your mother and father. This is where you need to be. This is where you need to be.
The food's good, I swear. It is good.
That's where you need to be. There will be a time when you will be able to have it at your house. But until then, you are with those who gave you life. No, grandmom and mom shouldn't come to your house unless that is orchestrated, unless that is decided, and she's not involved in that part of your life. I'm being honest. My wife said, don't be mean. We won't change, but we're not willing to be discomfort. We're not willing. I'm not mad. I'm saying we have so drifted. I'm not mad, but we have a broken society, broken churches, broken families, and then we wonder why. Yeah. We should want to spend as much time with our parents on the face of the earth. You didn't know Larry was going to die. You didn't know Robert was going to die. You didn't know Charlie was going to die. You're not promised your next breath. Therefore, we honor our mother and father. I do believe this. There's exceptions. There are situations. I'm not making this 100%. And what I'm saying is it uncomfortable? It can be uncomfortable because we've drifted so far to now to try to get together. It's like, whose house are we going to? Oh, I didn't want to go to their house. Oh, they don't have a room here. Oh, they don't have good internet. Oh. Well, why don't we just take Thanksgiving out of it and put your name in it? Yeah, I long to be with family. It doesn't have to be biological. But where you're outside. I'm not getting into grass. I got new Snickers on. You can write down this one I'm about to tell you. If America don't change, if America doesn't change, civil war is coming. You're listening to what I'm saying? If you can't see what's going on in America, and it's the breakdown of the family, and the breakdown of spiritual walk with God and the family, when that breaks down, society, there are tipping points and there are no returns. I am not being a prophetic doomsday. If America does not change, and I don't believe it's civil war between whites and blacks. I do not believe that at all. It is a civil war between two worldviews that are coming to clash. It's happened before. It's happened here. It's happened in the 70s. It happened in the 90s in different places. And we are very capable. We are number 7 on the sequence of 9 points. I will teach this when I get back from the mountains. And guess what? The church is useless. Because we come to church, but it's not about the church attendance, it's about who we are as people. See, the heart of thanksgiving rarely ever enters the room. See, the table is full, but the moment is empty. See, we value more what's on the table than who's at the table. We care more about the spread than who I'm sitting by. I'm not preaching. I'm talking to all of them. I'm 100% into this. I want to see America restored, and it starts with us. See, people show up to eat, but they leave without touching the deeper meaning of what Thanksgiving was about. See, Thanksgiving shifted from remembrance to relaxation, from gratitude to convenience, from reflection to consumption, from identity to itinerary. So let's take a walk just for a minute back to 100, 150, 200 years of what Thanksgiving actually meant, or it meant something, okay? So before we can talk about Thanksgiving, we got to reset gratitude. And this Thanksgiving is going to tie into our worship also. Because, see, most people, when Thanksgiving's on the calendar, it means National Pause Day. It means I don't have to go to work. It means I get paid holidays. It means I got a 4-day weekend. When have you ever heard anybody talk about, wow, I get to see my family? Wow, I get to go and how about a tradition where Diane has this tradition at Christmas, on Christmas morning. She used to do it a lot more, but now she makes homemade cinnamon biscuits one time a year. And everybody talks about, if you've never had one, you got to have their homemade. Just they're crazy. They're better than crumble. They're better than Cinnabon. They're absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's a tradition. How about a tradition that you create where you have a big breakfast, or I don't know, but it's not one person doing it. It's we are all involved, and I'm not talking about people that have maybe no skill set. You know, but everybody can be involved. But no, people are still, and this is nothing wrong. Nothing's right and wrong here. We're just talking. Everybody's still in bed and 2 people are cooking. See, Thanksgiving didn't begin with having time off. That wasn't the purpose of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, when it started, was a marker. A marker. Okay, listen to this. It was a moment in the year where people they recognized, how did I get through to this part of the year? Someone carried me. How did I get here? My job blessed me. My family supported me. I got here when nothing else mattered. I arrived here because of someone else, because there were many days I didn't want to get out of bed. There was many moments I didn't think I would make it to the end of the month. There was times it was lean. There was times I had to hope they wouldn't cut the lights off, or I had 3 tires that were bald, but I had to make it to next payday. How did I get here at this moment? See, old school, they didn't celebrate convenience. They acknowledged, I made another year. I didn't have cancer this year. No one died. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. We didn't have a death in this family this year. We didn't have medical bills this year. We made it, and this is a good year. See, Thanksgiving wasn't about what was on the table. It was about what was at the table. And we don't have a problem. Are you coming from Thanksgiving? I don't know. If we get it, if I get off, if I can get off work, if we can get the kids up, when are you coming? I don't know. We haven't made those decisions. You have no value on your family. No value on your family. You have a value on your comfort, your convenience, and whether you're happy and the kids are happy and the wife is happy. See, Lee, the earliest Thanksgiving weren't celebrations of abundance. See, our Thanksgivings are abundant about how much food there is. They acknowledged mercy. How about this? We had a harvest that didn't fail. Animals that lived long enough to butcher. A winter that we survived. Neighbors who helped us plant and gather. See, Thanksgiving was spoken, not implied. It's kind of like love. Well, you know I love you. I need to hear it. See, we're stuck on, God knows I'm thankful. He needs to hear it. See, people didn't silently feel thankful. They named blessings out loud. Let's just do it. Give me a blessing. See, you need to be able to have blessing, 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 blessing. That's what the whole thing about the table on a weekly basis, sitting at the table. What are you thankful for? How was your day, Haley? This day was awesome. I had a 16-hour job. Now I have a 40-hour job. Man, we got Thanksgiving this week, don't we? And then when you get to the end at a Thanksgiving day, we sit around and we talk about what's thankful. No, we sit around and talk about politics. We sit around and talk about games and what we're going to do and movies and sports. Not that any of that's wrong, but Thanksgiving, there's a place for things. But we're sitting at the table to celebrate and to thank God. We have so much to be thankful for. And we talk about, and this is rarely done, we talk about the people who didn't make it. Because Thanksgiving's about remembrance. Robert's not here this year. But no one could cook a turkey like Robert. I don't know if he could. No one could take care of the yard and make it look so pretty for Thanksgiving. Now, Larry loved to cook turkey. or whatever. We talk about it and laugh about the people that didn't make it. But no, we don't avoid them. We avoid that. We don't want to make them uncomfortable. Celebrating them shouldn't make you uncomfortable. We need to celebrate those who are not in our life anymore and remember them. See, what we're doing, we're telling the next generation what Thanksgiving is. See, Thanksgiving is not a mood, it's a declaration. See, let me pause here and just put this in. See, Thanksgiving is the same as worship. When we come in on Sundays and we don't know how to worship, it's because we don't recognize worship as a marker for how good God's been all week. Now it's a song. Now it's a music. Oh, that song right there, man, that's a good song. I can raise my hand on that. You should be able to raise your hands on every song. Because the song doesn't make me worship. It is God's been faithful all week. And let me pause and just give you a little challenge. We picked up another truck this past week. We've been waiting and looking, but we picked up another truck. We went and got it, brought it home. I came in on Friday. I did complete paint correction on it. I don't know, spent at least 10 hours on it. Ceramic coated it, did the inside. That thing looked like it was sitting on the showroom. Driving it to the mountains on Monday. I had to run to the convenience site to drop some stuff off Saturday morning. Jumped out, put it in, got back in, put it in drive, and it wouldn't shift. And I drove home at 20 miles an hour. What? So I called the guy, and it come out, it's a differential sensor. One bolt holds it in, so I take it out 4 hours later, we were communicating, and take it out. It is a rare Ford part, and not a single part store carries it. It is factory Ford only. $50 part. I felt all kinds of way yesterday. I felt all kinds. But I said to myself, see, I had feelings and moods going on. But I kept telling myself and working through this, Father, I am so glad it didn't happen in Raleigh when I got out the vehicle. It didn't happen on one-lane roads in the mountain. It didn't happen in the mountains. I'm glad it happened now. Yes, it's an inconvenience. Yes, but you saved me from car rentals. You saved me from frustration. You saved me from so many things. I'm thankful. I don't have to feel it, but I'm thankful because I know this could have turned out worse. And we have another vehicle to drive. Is it an inconvenience? Yes. Is it a setback? No. It's a $50 part. But I felt the pressure of disappointment and did you make a mistake buying it? Did you do this? Did you do that? If you'd have bought one, it happens on brand new vehicles you write off. It happens all the time here. But at that moment, I had to realize God has provided. In this right here, I refuse to be baited out of my declaration and thanksgiving with God. That doesn't mean my mind and my emotions weren't aggravated. See, the new America, when it started, wasn't about people chasing comfort. They were chasing survival. They were chasing living. They were chasing living the abundant life. There were no 4-day weekends. There were no online orders. There was no DoorDash. There was no reservation. There was no disposable anything. There was no tin foil. There was no turkey injector. There was no deep fry. None of that existed. And they created Thanksgiving, not you. If they didn't create it, I would suggest it wouldn't exist. It would be Self Day instead of Thanksgiving Day. See, everything when they sat at the table, listen to this, everything at the table, they could see the fingerprints of God. The fingerprints of God. The fingerprint of God. The glory of God. We're celebrating. The food is not the subject. It has become the subject. It's who's at the table is who's at subject. If Larry and Cindy and Zach and Daniel and Carrie could redo one Thanksgiving, they would say, I would make it a big one with Larry. You would change your life. I promise you, Zach Bullard, you would miss so much work that you would, I'm going to be with my dad. I'm going to be with my dad. I'm going to be with my dad. I'm going to be with my mom. I'm going to be with my sister. I'm going to be with my brother. But because we can't foresee that, we take it for granted. This Thanksgiving would be awesome if I knew Robert was going to be here. I promise you, this Thanksgiving would be the best we ever had if this was Charlie's last one that we knew of. We have to learn to live in the moment and not take it for granted. Hello? See, every dish was a testimony. Every dish was a testimony. Every ingredient had a story behind it. Hello? Are y'all understanding what this, I mean, I don't know why we at Thanksgiving, everybody brings a dish. Why does one person have to cook everything? Well, nobody can cook like Diane, and then Diane gets the identity. No one can cook like me, so I want to do all the cooking because the food will be good. The food is not the issue. The food is you are contributing and you're bringing your gifts to the table, and we're celebrating your non-cooking skills. Listen. Thanksgiving was something the whole community built, not one person. See, Thanksgiving needs to be something the family builds. And see, divorce destroyed that because, well, I don't know if I need to be with my daddy or with my mommy, and I want to be with daddy and I want to be with mommy. You need to grow up. Grow up. Grow up. Go one day with daddy and one day with mom. One has a pre-Thanksgiving, one has a Thanksgiving. Next week, do the pre. You can make it happen, but quit breaking everything up and missing divine moments. See, Thanksgiving was something the whole family built. Men butchered. Women baked the bread from scratch. Children hauled the wood and water. Neighbors brought whatever they could because no one survived alone. This is what Thanksgiving was. And when they sat down, the room quieted. They prayed with gratitude, sincerity, and thanksgiving. They remembered the year honestly. They talked about the year. They spoke gratitude out loud. The table didn't entertain them. The table formed them. See, Thanksgiving should be forming you, not entertaining you. We'll spend a whole day and leave, and we know nothing about that family member than we know before they got there. But we've laughed and told jokes and talked politics and played games, and we still don't know each other. Didn't form anything. So now we still gather, but the meaning is thin. Convenience is replaced with gratitude. Consumption replaces contribution. Attendance, it replaces our presence, being in the moment. The table is bigger, but the gratitude is smaller. Thanksgiving's a big day. We stop asking what the table and Thanksgiving means, and we completely look at what's on it. I don't like that. Is there anything I can eat? Well, it doesn't look like you've missed a meal. Don't worry about it. Two-thirds of America's overweight, so what are you worried about? This is about who's at the table, not what if the people are important enough, have you never been somewhere and didn't eat because it just didn't work out, but you wanted to be somewhere? Have you ever stood in line for something and didn't eat, but you wanted to be the first to get into the theater? We used to stand in line to get to see a movie. Come on. It is about, the importance has to be on the people and not the food and just the tradition of itself. See, we build gratitude. Listen, this is where I want to take us. I'm going somewhere still with this. Because, and I think I shared this with Casey some time ago, that the Lord began to speak to me. What is gratitude? For? What is gratitude? Let's go deeper. There's no right and wrong. What's gratitude? Can I reset Thanksgiving and gratitude? Y'all listening? Y'all ready for this? True gratitude is not based on what you have. If it's based on what you have, then if you take it from you, then you're not grateful. Thanksgiving is not based on what you have. Well, I'm thankful my house is paid for. I'm thankful my student loans are paid for. I'm thankful for my children. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. All that is conditional. So if you're like Job and I take all your kids from you, I take all your animals from you, I take your job from you, I take your occupation from you, your house burns down, your car breaks down, then you have no gratitude, because your gratitude is situational and it's not based in who He is and who I am. See, gratitude cannot be based on what I have. It's got to be based on the giver. See, we're gratitude because it's been a good week. This was a good meal. Is it a good meal if nothing's at the table you like? How was Thanksgiving? How was Thanksgiving? It was okay. Food wasn't all that. See, it was based on the food. Wasn't based on the people at the table. It was based on, most of the stuff I didn't like. I don't like country cooking. I don't like unseasoned food. I don't like this. How was Thanksgiving? It was okay. Well, what was wrong with it? Well, it was tiring. I had to drive. We never hear about why Thanksgiving was good. It's about it could have been better. I hope it's better next year. I hope this. I hope that. It's a good week if I got a full paycheck. It's a good week if I got all my hours in. It's a good week if I feel like it's a good week. And that's not what Thanksgiving is. That's not what worship is. Gratitude, if you have this type of gratitude in Thanksgiving, it will rise and fall with circumstances. It will collapse under pressure. See, yesterday I felt my gratitude trying to collapse. Diane drove the truck. She took charge and possessed it and took the keys and it's her truck. I do not have a truck. I use her truck. It is officially her truck. Don't ask me if I have a truck. I do not. See, I felt the pressure yesterday trying to collapse my gratitude. We just put cash, just bam, 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 put all the cash, had a big pile of cash on the table. Lady looked at her, she said, I'm not counting that, you counting that? We were excited, everything good. DMV worked out, everything good. I mean, just sweet. Drove it sweet. Sweet. And one little 2-pin connector messed up. And that tried to collapse my gratitude. What collapse your days? Does your spouse collapse it? If you don't know this, I might as well tell you. The main person who will collapse your day is your spouse. If anybody can collapse your day, it's going to be your spouse first, then your kids. Your closest to you are going to collapse you first. I don't know why that is. I'll tell you why it is. It's because if you can't live it in the house, you're not living it elsewhere. If you don't love your spouse and your children, then you really are faking it outside of that. So the test is, can I live it in the house, or can I fake it out here? So you can fake it out there, but you can't fake it in there. Y'all with me? So let's talk time-wise. I just want to give you one person here. Mephibosheth. Do you know about Mephibosheth? 2 Samuel 9. You can read this later. It'll be a great Thanksgiving. Mephibosheth was King Saul's son, or grandson, I should say. And he was dropped in one of the raids that was going on. He was crippled in both feet, totally dependent, totally dejected. And when a king took over, the king, the oncoming king, the presiding king, they would pretty well make sure all the previous lineage of the previous king was either in prison or killed. So there would be no threat to their kingdom. And I'm going to introduce this word to you, and we're going to talk about it later in the beginning of the year. And King David said, is there anyone left in Saul's lineage? And someone said, yeah, Mephibosheth is left. Why was David concerned about anybody left? Because he made a covenant with Jonathan. And you're going to learn a different side of what covenant means biblically, because that is a missing element in Christians in the church. It is not getting along with each other. It is not tolerating each other. It is a loyalty that only God gives. Mephibosheth considered disqualified. He was considered a burden. He had to be carried everywhere. He was unable to fight, unable to work. He was useless. They didn't have any type. They didn't have no scooter chairs. They had nothing. He was useless. And David said, bring him to my table. Thanksgiving is about bringing people to your table. Because that may be the only table they ever sit at that they feel valued. When you come to sit at the table, it's not about anything, it's about loyalty of who you are. Remember, and I could get bogged down in this, he lived in Lodabar. Lodabar. Anybody ever been in Lodabar? I felt it yesterday. Yeah. See, Mephibosheth was not even known until he was brought to the king's table. He was not even recognized until he was brought. See, the table will restore someone's identity. That's when we have Thanksgiving, it is about everybody having a place, everybody having a voice, everybody having value. Yeah, some people are, there's always going to be weird people in our family. There's weird people in your family. There's people you have nothing in common with. And there's people that, you got them. See, the table will rewrite who you are. When he was brought to the table, when he was invited, he had fear. He said, what in the world's going to happen to me? I'm the only one left of my father's lineage. What am I being invited for? I'm useless. I'm nothing. I don't have any identity. I don't have any name. And he was brought to the table, and it rewrote his history. See, Thanksgiving will rewrite your history if you understand who you're thankful to. See, the table can change you. Thanksgiving can change you. It can change your perspective on people. It can reconcile differences with family members. When you sit around and eat and laugh. I was having a meeting, and I was not teaching, but talking about most of the time when people have conversation, it's news, weather, and sports. People don't know how to conversate in America. We've drifted that if we sit at the table, everybody's talking. And we don't know how to sit and listen to one person talk, and we listen and draw and build and communicate, and we take turns living our life so everyone knows. Does anyone in here know of someone who's under 18, under 20 years old, who wants to be a real estate lawyer? If you want to be a real estate lawyer, will you please stand up? Thank you, real estate lawyer. I will hire you one day. You know what it is? We are so conditioned to news, weather, and sports. How are you doing? Good. How was your week? Good. Good to see you. How are you doing? How are you doing? We don't know how to ask. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to find out. The truth is, we really don't care about people. We really don't. Richard went fishing in Florida. Do you know, anybody know what type of fish he was catching? How many fish he caught? What type of tackle did he use? How deep did he fish? You know what? Because no one really gives a dang about you going to Florida and fishing. No one cares. When you care, you ask questions. Just like when, how was your week? There's a little bit of care there, but it's more of that's our communication. How was your week? What was your highlights this week? What this week set you back that was like, oh my gosh? And all you got to do, tell me about that. That's interesting. Give me more. No? I'm trying to get to, ask me a question. How's your week? How was your week? Now, say what we normally say. Good.
Good.
Okay, now ask me.
How was your week?
I'm glad you asked. Because I want to tell you everything I know. I want to tell you all about the politic headlines I know. I want to tell you about the podcast I listen to. I want to tell you, can I vomit on you? Can I vomit meat on you? Because you need to know how smart I am and how well-versed I am and what. I need you to ask me. But see, it's not about nobody asking you. It's about, tell me about you. Tell me about you. Tell me about you. This girl right here calls me. How many times you called me the other day? How many times you called me the other day? Why'd you call me? You told me you wanted to hear my voice. Is there anybody in here you want to hear their voice? Is there? I mean, I'm being honest to you. This is how you know. This is how you know when you start loving people and caring for people. I need to hear your voice this week. I can tell by your tone something. How was your week? You go tell me something. What's going on? This is what relation. This is how do you have children building bombs in your basement? How do you have children that's on the dark web? How do you? It's because you're not a parent. Daniel, have you ever looked under Ranya's mattress? Zach, have you ever looked under Roman's mattress? I look under the mattress. I take the light switch plates off. Receptacles in every room. I take your drawers out, look under them, in them. You will not hide nothing from me. Nothing. When I was in the youth ministry, a parent said, "Well, just tell me all about their kid." And I walked in the room, and within 5 minutes, I had 5 pornographic magazines and everything else. I said, "What kind of parent are you?" Don't assume your kids are good. They're not. They're biological, but they will lie. Do you not think your kids have lied to you? Do you not think they're trickery? They're sneaky? Do you not think what are you thinking? I'm like this. I trust, but I verify everything. Everything you say, I verify. Where are you going? I'm going to so and so. Here comes camo in all black. Where'd you go tonight? Baskin Robbins. Well, who was there? Oh, nobody. Well, I saw 3 people go in and sit at your table. Why did you leave them out? Oh, they were. No. If you want me to trust you, you tell me everybody that sat at your table and everybody you said hello to. I want to trust you. I don't trust you until I verify. If we are going to take America and reset it, it's going to take parenting, resetting, church resetting, religious, or spiritual resetting, political resetting, and our tradition holidays resetting. Everything has to be reset. See, Mephibosheth was broken. He was shamed. He was hiding. He expected judgment. But a king restored him to life. I want to tell you, Thanksgiving restores people to life. Even Christmas. Christmas is so commercialized. No, there's nothing talked about God. I know Jesus wasn't born on Christmas Day or Eve and all that. There's nothing. It says your traditions have made the Word of God no effect. See, Mephibosheth didn't expect food. He received identity. He didn't experience a meal. He experienced mercy. He didn't find comfort. He found belonging at the king's table. He told him, David said, you will have a seat at this table all the days of your life. And you've heard me talk about LGBTQ and all of this. Let me tell you something for my child and for my grandchildren. You always have a table here, LGBTQ. Your partner don't. You have a table here, but you're not going to bring that into the house. Don't confuse love with tolerance. This is the boundaries. Well, it's not that. And I'm not trying to be mean about it. This is where we celebrate the God of creation. This is who we celebrate, and this is who we are. You can do anything you want outside of covenant. But when you come here, this is how we live, and this is how we don't change that. And that's not a love issue, that's a boundary issue. We're not going, this is our platform of how we live. See, the blessing isn't on what's on the table. The blessing is who invited you to it. Did y'all catch that? See, if you're not careful, people, you think the food is the blessing, but you were invited to someone's house. Let me tell you what I've noticed. This is just between Diane and I. A lot of times Diane will give gifts. We'd give gifts at Christmas. We give whatever. A lot of times she says, what do you want to give? We give. We talk about everything and give everything. A lot of times people will thank her and won't say anything to me. That's dishonorable. If I give you something, it's she gave it too. When we're invited somewhere, that family invited. They opened their house up. They've done all this. There should be an appreciation to the giver, not just the food. So I'm going to show you here in a second. I told you I'm going to get you out of here before you need a snack. But this is important if you want to reset. If you want the reset Thanksgiving, then we're going to have to change Thanksgiving this year by changing the way we show up. I'm not saying that you need to show up at someone's house and be, when you go home and you carry your children, you probably have a certain way to do it. But what if you said, when we go home, we're going to step up to the plate and we're going to show up and not be consumers, we're going to be contributors. You're going to take out the trash. Every time you walk by that trash can and that trash can's full, don't ask, here's the trash bags. You keep the trash all weekend. Braxton, man, you're the best trash guy I know. If someone's dishes and the house gets cluttered, can I get that? Can I get that? Okay, show up and don't just, I'm not talking about working and being performance, but I'm talking about showing up that this is a family where we all are contributing, that you lead by example and not the one who cooks washes dishes and the one who cooks and hosts has to do everything. If the couch is in a mess, tidy it up. If there's poop in the toilet, take the thing out and clean it. This is, we're all here as a family, and everyone's here. What can I show up and contribute? I'm thankful to be here. It's better than being home alone. Don't rush the table, honor it. We're bad about that. Diane and I, we've talked about that. She can cook for 3 days, and everybody eat in 15 minutes. Oh, I ate too much. Everybody laid out like a bunch of heroin addicts. I ate too much. Nobody says anything for an hour. I can tell Asher eats a lot right there. He's hungry right now. How about slow down? Eat slower. Ask questions and talk. Don't rush the table. Honor it. How about this for Thanksgiving? How about if we sit around and just say, hey, and you're the only one that does it. I would like to thank the Lord for one thing that He's done for me this year. You may be the only one, but you've showed up to the table and saying, hey, I am here to tell you I didn't know how well I was going to get to this day, but I want you to know that the joy of the Lord is my strength. And God was here for me. I shed some tears. I cried in the pillow. I didn't know if I would make it, but I want you to know that I made it this year, and I want to thank God. And maybe someone else will say, yeah, that's me too. And that's how everybody spend time changing the content of the table to sharing about the goodness of God. Name what God carried you through. Name who stood up for you. Name what didn't take you out. Name the mercies you forgot to mention. You're talking a whole year at Thanksgiving that you can come to the table. Bring your family into it. Make it, I'm just using you because you're 3 kids, but whoever's, make it say, I'm giving you heads up. You need to be preparing what you're going to be thankful, because we're all going to do this. We're going to make a difference. Bring your kids into it. Bring everybody into this Thanksgiving. It may start off slow, but if you're going to reset Thanksgiving, you're going to have to start somewhere. The point isn't that you ate well. The point is, I let everybody know that God carried me through. We laugh about it now, but in the old days, people would give a testimony. I heard it on the radio the other day. I don't know what station it was on, but someone said, I just want to thank the Lord. I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. And I'm like, you know what? I love that. Because most of us in here would say, I couldn't make it without ChatGPT. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it without Real American Voice. I couldn't make it without Daily Wire. I couldn't make it without... No, you can make it without all that. But I'm here to tell you that God is your source, and He needs some credit. So say this with me. This year, I'm going to restore the meaning, reset the moment, reclaim the table, invite the King back, and let gratitude do what it was designed to do, and Thanksgiving will change me. Stand with me.